This is BBC News, and you join us where we have a story that is developing concerning Nicola Bulley, who went missing and whose body has never been found or recovered. We are going to go straight to our reporter Eunice Muller, who is in the village where Nicola Bulley went missing. Eunice, what's going on?
We've had a significant development here. Within the last few minutes, police have told us that they have what they're calling an update on the police activity. By that, they're referring to a diver that was seen just a few hundred yards over my shoulder and a police helicopter. They say that you may be aware of police activity around the river near to St Michael's on Wyre, and that they say that they were called at around 11:36 a.m. just before midday today to report that a body in the River Wyre close to Rawcliffe Road here in the centre of the village. They say a body was found and an underwater search team and specialist officers were then sent to search a particular area. And what they say is that sadly that they have recovered a body. No formal identification has yet been carried out, they say, so that's a crucial bit of information at this stage. So we are unable to say whether this is Nicola Bulley at this time. And what they say is what they're doing now. I can see there is a tent here and a lot of investigations are taking place. So they're trying to identify that body, and that identification process is still ongoing. What they're also saying, of course, is that at this stage, Nicola's family have been informed of developments and their thoughts are with them at this most difficult of times, and they're asking everyone to respect the family's privacy. Now, Nicola disappeared more than 3 weeks ago now. She had just dropped off her children at school and was out walking her dog, and her phone was found connected to a works call on that bench, and her dog Willow was also found close by. And since then, what we've had is this huge police investigation. Police always believed, they were working on this hypothesis that she went into the river, and they've searched this stretch of river a number of times, and also private divers have also searched this river, and they had moved further upstream down into the estuary, and they've repeatedly asked people not to speculate. But what we're hearing this afternoon and within the last few minutes is a significant development. At this stage, they say no formal identification has yet been carried out, so we are unable to say whether this is Nicola Bulley.
Eunice, I wonder if you could just describe the area where you are, please. Eunice, I wonder if you could just describe to us, please, the area where you are and where we're talking about in Lancashire, in Wyre.
Yeah, yes, I do apologise. It's quite windy up here, but what I can tell you is that this is St Michael's on Wyre. The area they're searching is approximately a mile from the bench where Nicola's phone was found, where Nicola's dog's harness was found. It's a relatively quiet village. There's been a huge campaign here from a number of people, searches for Nicola since she disappeared almost 3 weeks, more than 3 weeks ago now. We've heard from her family, who've made repeated appeals to people for any information that may help find Nicola. We've seen Lancashire Police carry out this huge investigation. They're calling it unprecedented by their own admission. They say around 40 officers. They've been knocking on premises, more than 300 premises. They've spoken to more than 300 people. They've traced more than 700 drivers who went through the village at the time that Nicola disappeared. There has been some criticism of Lancashire Police for revealing some details of her private life. They did that to address a lot of speculation that was appearing on social media and elsewhere. But all the time they said they were working on this hypothesis that Nicola went into the water. They haven't found any trace of that, no evidence of that. But this development, of course, today is significant in many ways. They refer to that police helicopter which was hovering above the village just after midday today, hovering quite close to the water. We noticed a police diver who'd gone in. Clearly all of this on the back of reports that a body had been found. They've confirmed that a body has been found in the river and that, but at this stage, no formal identification.
Eunice, if I could just take a moment, please, for those who have joined us here on BBC News to remind viewers of what local police have been telling us in a statement. So this was an update from an area near St Michael's, as stated within the Lancashire Police statement. This morning, Sunday the 19th of February, you may be aware of police activity around the river near to St Michael's. We want to provide you with an update on that activity. As Eunice was saying, there has been so much attention around this particular case. The statement goes on to say, we were called today at 11:36 a.m. to reports of a body in the River Wyre close to Rawcliffe Road. An underwater search team and specialist officers have subsequently attended the scene, entered the water and have sadly recovered a body. No formal identification has yet been carried out, so we are unable to say whether this is Nicola Bulley at this time. That's a very important point to stress. Procedures to identify the body are ongoing. We are currently treating the death as unexplained. And as Eunice was saying there, Nicola's family have been informed of developments and our thoughts are with them at this most difficult of times. We ask that their privacy is respected. So to that end, Eunice, I wonder if we could just first, very quickly, if you could describe to us what the mood has been like within the local community over the last 2 weeks.
Well, what we've seen over the past few weeks is a lot of concern, clearly, about the impact all of this is having on the village and on the family. What we have is Nicola's family clearly were distressed at her disappearance. They had done what they could, they felt, to try and search for her. They believed that she wasn't in the water. They didn't accept, Paul Ansell, her partner, didn't accept initially that what police were saying. They wanted to do what they can to see if they could find Nicola in the village. Through the centre of the village, there's a bridge. There were yellow ribbons tied by many people who live here, clearly concerned, trying to do what they can to see if they could trace Nicola. We've had a number of appeals, quite high-profile appeals, from not only her family but also her friends. I've spoken to Nicola's friends a number of times, who clearly wanted to do what they could, keep Nicola's disappearance out there in public, really, so that anybody who may have seen anything little could perhaps report that, could help police and do what they were doing as part of their investigation. The police have said this is a huge investigation. 1,500 pieces of information came into them. They spoke to 300 people. They visited 380 premises, traced 700 drivers. They searched through hundreds of hours of CCTV recording. And at the same time, we have the village here who are hoping, praying in some instances that would bring them closer to finding Nicola. And so clearly this is a very distressing time for them. At the same time, we have a lot of speculation out on social media and elsewhere. A number of people coming here to put forward their own theories, which was really distressing to the family. And they wanted all that speculation to stop. They just wanted everyone to focus on finding Nicola.
Eunice, I'm not sure if we can actually show our viewers a picture, but I can see from my position some of the police activity that is taking place at one of the sites on one of those roads. There we are. So you can see those police vans. I've seen tractors, I've seen cars reversing. Obviously, local traffic has been redirected. There has been a lot of disruption locally around that key site. Just describe to us, you know, what it's like in the surrounding villages, what locals can expect. It is Sunday. It's a Sunday afternoon, though.
Well, the village itself is reasonably isolated away from a number of main routes, so there wouldn't be that much disruption away from the road closest to the scene where police have been searching, and where I can see a white tent where the police diver went into, where the police helicopter was hovering for around 20 to 25 minutes. Those roads have been closed off, but it's not a populated area, so the impact traffic-wise and that kind of thing will be limited. But clearly there's a lot of interest in what's happening here, and police will want the public to display, which is something they've not been doing so far over the past 3 weeks. I see a number of people coming here from huge distances to look at what's happening. As far as what's happening now is concerned, that area over my shoulder where there is police activity is just a few hundred yards from here. It's about half a mile from the main road, about a mile from the bench. So that shouldn't impact the police investigation, hopefully. It shouldn't impact what police are doing here. They want to focus on what they have discovered there, which, as police have revealed in the past 20 minutes or so, they do say they have recovered a body from the river. Tests are being carried out. No formal identification has been carried out at this stage, but of course Nicola's family have been informed.
Eunice Miller, thank you very much. We're going to let you go for now because, like you said, there is a lot of activity and key activity now, and there has been an appeal for privacy surrounding Nicola Bulley's family. So for now, we'll leave it there, but thank you very much indeed. Thank you. So let us remind you then of this breaking news, and I'll go straight back to the police statement that was released by Lancashire Police. The picture you can see on your screen there is Nicola Bulley, who went missing around 3 weeks ago. 45-year-old mortgage advisor vanished in St Michael's on Wyre whilst walking her dog. She'd just dropped her daughters, aged 6 and 9, at school on January the 27th. The scene there you can see also is some of the area around the area where she disappeared. There were signs, a shot there of some of the teams that have been searching the waters of the River Wyre. So the police statement and the update that we have here at BBC News says that this morning, on Sunday the 19th of February, you may be aware of police activity near the river to St Michael's. And if I could just show you some of that police activity so you can see exactly what we were referring to and why we were alerted to something that was taking place. You can see police vans there, and there had also been reports of a helicopter landing in the area earlier this morning. Let's return to that statement. We want to provide you with an update on that activity, says Lancashire Police. We were called today at 11:36 a.m. to reports of a body in the River Wyre close to Rawcliffe Road. An underwater search team and specialist officers have subsequently attended the scene, entered the water and have sadly recovered a body. No formal identification has yet been carried out, so we are unable to say whether this is Nicola Bulley at this time. Procedures to identify the body are ongoing. We are currently treating the death as unexplained. Nicola's family have been informed of developments, and our thoughts are with them at this most difficult of times. We ask that their privacy is respected, and that is where the statement from Lancashire Police ends. A lot of activity taking place, a lot of the roads, those key roads leading to the area where she disappeared, along the River Wyre where she'd been walking with her dog. Around that area has now been shut off. Roads have been shut, traffic has been re-diverted, as you can see there on the screen. So let me remind you of the key points of this case. She was a 45-year-old mortgage advisor, and she vanished in the village of St Michael's, which is in Lancashire. St Michael's on Wyre. She was walking her dog after dropping off her daughters, aged 6 and 9, on January the 27th. Since then, the search teams have been at those scenes looking for any signs as to what could have happened or where Ms Bulley could have been located. It's very important to say that there is no formal identification, that the body that has been found and being reported is that of 45-year-old Nicola Bulley. But Lancashire Police are saying that they have sadly recovered the body of a woman. No identification as to who she is. She had 2 daughters, aged 6 and 9, and it was in the morning when she disappeared. She was walking her dog after being on the school run. Just to remind you of a few points from this case. If you were following it, you may have remembered that within a week of her going missing, local police had said that one possible explanation was that she could have fallen into the river whilst walking her dog. Her dog is Willow, and that was along the River Wyre. There has been publication of CCTV footage of people that the police had wanted to speak to, and a number of key people identified in that CCTV footage had come forward. Police hoping that they would have come across or passed across with Nicola on that walk. It was very popular with dog walkers and those using the riverside as a part of their commuter walk. Those are part of the underwater search teams you can see on your screen. You saw a shot of a helicopter as well. Now, so just to clarify, I do apologise. They have found a body, not the body of a woman. I apologise for making that mistake. So a body has been found in the area in which Nicola Bulley went missing, the 45-year-old. Detectives said that there was around a 10-minute window when she was actually out of sight, when they started to try to piece together her whereabouts using CCTV footage. There was mobile phone data that was used, and also sightings from people using that walkway. A lot of strong public interest in this case, and police have stressed that they were handling the investigation seriously, and this is the latest development that we have today. So without saying that this is a positive identification, Lancashire Police have confirmed that they have found a body within the River Wyre near to St Michael's. The importance of that is that St Michael's on Wyre is the village, and it's close to the site where Nicola Bulley, the 45-year-old mother of 2, went missing at the end of January, on the 27th of January. So a number of police specialist teams have been involved in the search for her, as well as a lot of organisation by the local community, the public who knew her as well, who came together and had put together a reconstruction to try and remind people, trigger people's memories as to who they saw, what they possibly may have seen but didn't realise it at the time, that could allow them to try and work out what had happened to Nicola Bulley. So no confirmation yet, but the scenes you can see there are recent pictures. They're not pictures of what is taking place today. That is part of the search teams that have been involved in the area around where Nicola disappeared on the 27th of January. That is the scene live at one of the roads that has been shut by local police whilst the investigation continues. That key development that has been announced by Lancashire Police today. That is St Michael's on Wyre in Lancashire, in the north of England.